Right now, you're feeling it. Every trip to the grocery store costs more. Your rent feels heavier. Gas, utilities, insurance, credit cards, everything keeps climbing while your paycheck barely moves. You're stretching dollars, making sacrifices, and wondering how much longer your family can keep absorbing these hits. And then suddenly, a headline drops that makes your heart stop for just a second. IRS says January 26th, all Americans have been notified. Your mind instantly goes to one question: what does this mean for my money? Is this good news, bad news, a refund, a bill, a warning, a mistake that could cost you thousands? The truth is, when the IRS speaks, it impacts real lives: your groceries, your rent, your savings, your peace of mind. This isn't just paperwork. This is your financial future sitting in an envelope, an email, or a digital notice that could change your month in seconds. And that's exactly why you're here. Because you don't want confusion. You want clarity. You want to know what the IRS actually means, what actions you need to take, and how to protect your wallet and your family from surprises. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn could save you money, time, and serious stress. Today, we're breaking down exactly what this January 26th notification wave means, why so many Americans are hearing from the IRS at once, what actions you may need to take immediately, and, wait for it, what most people are missing that could impact their refund, tax record, or future filings. Let's get into it. What does all Americans have been notified really mean? When you hear all Americans have been notified, it sounds dramatic and honestly, a little scary. But let's slow this down and explain it in simple terms. The IRS regularly sends out large batches of notices at certain times of the year. These can include reminders, confirmations, updates to online accounts, identity verification messages, refund adjustments, tax balance alerts, or even security-related communications. January is one of the busiest months for IRS communications because the tax season is approaching fast. Systems update, records synchronize, account alerts go out, and millions of taxpayers receive some form of notice, whether digitally, by mail, or through their IRS online account. That means notified doesn't always mean you owe money or did something wrong. Sometimes it's informational, sometimes it's confirmation, sometimes it's a reminder to check your records or prepare documents. But here's the key point: ignoring an IRS notice can cost you money or delay your refund. Many people panic when they see an IRS message and avoid opening it. Others assume it's spam and delete it. Some forget about it completely. That's where problems begin. Late responses can trigger penalties, refund delays, or unnecessary stress. Mini summary: the IRS sends mass notices every January. Notified doesn't automatically mean bad news. Ignoring notices can create real financial consequences. But this leads us to the real question: why January 26th specifically? And what's happening behind the scenes that triggered this wave of notifications? Let's break that down next. Why January 26th matters so much this year. January 26th isn't just another random date on the calendar. It aligns with critical IRS system updates, tax season preparation cycles, and account synchronization across federal platforms. This is when millions of digital notices finalize, identity verification systems refresh, and account balances are recalculated based on finalized data from employers, banks, and government agencies. In simple language, the IRS finishes syncing your financial footprint. Your W-2s, 1099s, benefit statements, banking interest, and reported income start lining up in the IRS system. If anything doesn't match, if something is missing, or if your account needs verification, the system flags it automatically. That's when notices go out. For many Americans, this could be the first sign of what their tax season might look like: smooth, delayed, or complicated. Some notices are good news: confirmation that your account is active, secure, and ready for filing. Others may alert you to missing documents, outdated information, or identity checks that must be resolved before refunds can be processed. And yes, some notices involve balances or corrections. That's why January 26th grabs attention. It's when the IRS pushes massive batches of automated communications. Mini summary: systems finalize income data, accounts sync and verify, notices go out at scale. Your tax season path starts forming. But here's where the tension builds, because this wave of notifications creates a main problem for millions of families: confusion, fear, and financial missteps. The biggest problem isn't the notice itself. The problem is confusion. Most people don't speak IRS language. The notices often look intimidating, filled with codes, dates, and official language that instantly triggers anxiety. When you're already worried about bills, inflation, debt, and savings, the last thing you need is a letter that feels like a threat, even when it isn't. Some people assume they owe money when they don't. Some ignore notices that actually need action. Some fall for scams pretending to be IRS communications, and every single one of those mistakes can cost you real money. Fear leads to rushed decisions. Rushed decisions lead to errors. Errors lead to penalties, delayed refunds, frozen accounts, or even identity theft risks. Families on tight budgets don't have room for mistakes. A delayed refund could mean missing rent. A penalty could mean skipping groceries. A scam could drain your savings. That's why understanding what's happening before reacting is critical. This isn't just about taxes, it's about protecting your financial stability in a fragile economy. Mini summary: confusing notices create panic, panic causes mistakes, mistakes cost money and time. Families feel the pressure first. So, what happens when millions of Americans misinterpret or ignore these notices? Let's talk about the real world impact, the impact on your refund, credit, and financial stability. This is where it gets real for your wallet. If a notice requires verification and you ignore it, your refund can be delayed for weeks or even months. If a correction is needed and you miss the deadline, penalties and interest can quietly start accumulating. If identity verification isn't completed, your return could be flagged or frozen. That means money you were counting on for bills, debt, school, medical expenses suddenly disappears into processing limbo. There's also a ripple effect. Delayed refunds increase reliance on credit cards. Credit cards increase interest costs. Interest costs create more financial pressure next month, and the cycle continues. Even worse, scammers thrive during these notification waves. Fake texts, emails, and calls pretend to be urgent IRS alerts. One wrong click can expose personal information, bank accounts, and identity data. Your financial security isn't just about how much you earn, it's about how well you protect what you already have. Mini summary: refund delays hurt cash flow. Debt reliance increases, penalties grow silently. Scams target confusion. But here's the twist: there's something most people don't realize about these notices, and this is where the wait for it moment hits. Most notices are fixable if you act early. Here's the part nobody tells you. Most IRS notices are not disasters. They're often simple confirmations, small corrections, or routine verifications. The real danger comes from ignoring them or misunderstanding them. When handled early, many issues can be resolved quickly, sometimes in minutes online. Identity verification can often be completed digitally. Address updates can be corrected easily. Missing documents can be uploaded. Simple balance clarifications can prevent penalties from ever appearing. Early action protects your refund, your credit, and your peace of mind. Waiting makes everything harder. Deadlines pass. Phone wait times grow. Processing slows. Stress multiplies. This is why January matters. It gives you a head start before tax season chaos fully hits. Mini summary: most issues are solvable. Early action saves money. Digital tools make it faster. Delay creates unnecessary pain. But how do you actually know what your notice means? Let's walk through that next. How to check if you received a notice safely. First rule: never click random links claiming to be the IRS. The safest way to check your status is directly through the official IRS account portal or by opening physical mail sent to your address. If you received an email or text, treat it as a prompt to log in manually, not through the link provided. Once logged in, check your message center, look for any alerts, verification requests, or account updates. Read carefully, take screenshots or notes if needed. If you received physical mail, open it calmly. Look for the notice number, explanation, and response deadline. Never ignore deadlines, never panic, never rush into payments without verification. If something doesn't make sense, consult a tax professional or use official IRS support channels. Mini summary: use official websites, only open and read physical mail track deadlines. Get help when unsure. Now let's talk about what different types of notices could actually mean for you. Common types of January IRS notices. Some notices simply confirm your information. Others verify identity. Some correct reported income mismatches. A few may alert you to small balances or adjustments. Identity notices protect you from fraud. Information notices prepare your account for filing. Correction notices fix data errors. Balance notices clarify payments or credits. Each has a different level of urgency, but all deserve attention. Understanding which category your notice falls into determines your next step. Mini summary: not all notices are equal. Some require action, some don't. Reading carefully matters, but what if you don't receive anything? Does that mean you're safe? Let's address that. What if you didn't get a notice? Not receiving a notice doesn't automatically mean everything is perfect. It simply means your account didn't trigger a communication during this batch cycle. Still, it's smart to log in and check your account status proactively. Prevention beats surprises. Silence doesn't always equal safety. Awareness does. Protecting yourself from scams. During this time, scammers love urgency. They use fear to trick you into clicking links or sending payments. The IRS never demands payment through gift cards, crypto, or text messages. If it feels rushed, threatening, or suspicious, pause. Protect your personal data fiercely. How this affects your upcoming tax season. These notices shape how smoothly your tax filing will go. Clearing issues now prevents refund delays later. Preparation equals power. Real life scenarios that show why this matters. Families who act early avoid stress. Those who delay often face avoidable problems. Your choices today shape your financial comfort tomorrow. Quick action plan for you and your family. Check official IRS account. Open and read any mail note deadlines. Resolve early, stay alert for scams. Small actions now prevent big problems later. Staying financially empowered, staying informed protects your future. Knowledge reduces fear, action builds confidence. You deserve clarity, not confusion. This isn't just about January 26th. This is about protecting your family, your stability, and your future. Every dollar matters, every decision counts. Staying informed gives you control in a world that often feels unpredictable. If this video helped you feel more prepared, more confident, and more protected, make sure you stay connected. Subscribe, follow, and stay informed so you never miss important financial updates that impact your life and your wallet. Your future deserves attention, your family deserves security, and your financial power starts with knowledge. Stay sharp, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next update.